Okay, so let's start to create our first ever group policy object. And so before we start, let me just give you an explanation or an idea of how the group policy object is. And so when we say group policy object, we are basically saying that it is a collection of settings that we normally will apply to users or computers in an Active Directory environment. Okay, now the first ever group policy or settings that we want to initiate is to prevent users from actually accessing the control panel. Okay, so we want to disable the control panel so that users cannot be able to access it. So how do we do it? So to be able to do that, you want to go to tools and then click on group policy management, and then under group policy management you come to group policy objects. So already you have two group policy objects that have been created. These are default objects which you do not have to touch. But let's go on to create ours. So you have to right click on the group policy object, you click on new, and then you type in the name of the group policy object you want to create. Right, so I'm going to type in disable control panel, which is the name of the group policy. Then click on OK. Now once you click on OK, you see it appear here. So you have to still right click on it and then go to edit. Now over here you have two different configurations that if you apply, it's either going to affect the computer or it's either going to affect the user. All right, so under computer configuration, any policy you create or you are able to apply is going to affect all the computers or the specific computers in a particular organizational unit or domain. All right, in the same vein, any policy you create, you initiate or you apply in under the user configuration is going to affect all or any user that is either in a particular domain or organizational unit. All right, okay, now you would want to apply the configuration of the settings to affect just users. All right, so in order to do that, we will have to come to the user configuration, and under that you go to policies, then go to administrative templates. So once you are here, you can now come to control panel, and then you can come to prohibit access to control panel and PC settings. You can double click on this. Now you can have, if you want to understand exactly what it's doing, these are the explanations you can read. All right, so I am going to just click on enable, click on apply, and then click on OK. Once I have enabled this, I can now go on to click on close the group policy management editor for the disabled control panel. Then once I am here, you will have to link it to a particular organizational unit. Now you come here, we have the OUs. So in order to make it affect just the HR, we can drag it drag it into the HR. In order to make it to affect just the IT users, you can link it to just the IT users. But in this case, you want it to affect all users, which is both the HR and IT users. And so we want to drag this to the OU users. So then it affects the HR and then IT users. Once you drag it, it's going to give you this telling you, do you want to link the GPUs that you have selected to this organizational unit? Then you can go on to click on OK. Okay, so once you click on OK, you see a copy of it here, which means that it has been linked. All right, so once it is linked, because this is above this and this, it is going to affect the HR users and then the IT users. Okay, so now The next thing we can do is to go and log in into our Windows VMs to see if this policy has been applied. Okay, now we are in Windows 10. So in order to check, let's go and type in control panel and see if you're able to access it. Interestingly, we are able to access it. The reason being that some time before the policies hit the various VMs or your various PCs. And so in order to initiate or to force it to, so that we can able to see its application or its effect, we need to go to command prompt, and there is this command that you enter, and then it will force the policy to take effect. All right, so once you are here, you can enter GP update /force. So this is going to force the policy, whichever policy you've already created and applied. It's going to force it. So it's telling you that computer policy update has completed. Now that it has completed, let's go again and type in the control panel and click on control panel and see if you're able to see. So you see now it's telling you there's restriction, that this operation has been cancelled due to restriction in effect or this computer. Please contact your system administrator, meaning that once you have run the GPE update policy, the policy has taken effect. All right. The same vein, you can go to the Windows 11 PC and check. That is for Anita Ann, and check. So the policy, like I said, it has to be applied to all the users. That is why we placed it above the two OUs. Okay. So now that we are here, we need to run the same command. But before that, let's check again and see if you're able to access the control panel from here. Same way you're able to access it from here. So let's force the GPO to be applied. So you can type CMD and type in GP update /force and then hit the enter key. Once the GPO has been forcefully applied, you can now go to control panel and see if you're able to access it. The same way we are not able to access it. So this is how we are able to apply group policies. All right. And so that is how we can create and link GPOs. It's that simple, right?